Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Eternal Midnight. And we are at the final two movies in this Fast and Furious franchise.
Thank God.
And now we're going to move on to a movie that Chad has no love for and a movie that just came out. So, Chad, let's start with Hobbes and Shaw. What did you think of Hobbes and Shaw, Chad? Enlighten me.
This movie is garbage. This movie is it's trash. I mean, it's just trash through and through. This is not a good movie. I mean, I think the biggest thing I hate about it is it's just stupid.
But
Like,
come on, Chad, this is a move. This is stupidity is in the Fast and Furious name. I mean, like, at this point, we have had Dominic Toretto grab Letty and crash into a windshield that should have killed him, but no.
Yeah, but
Like, we're right with that now, really?
come on, a super fucking evil Captain America's in this shit now.
Black Superman.
Yeah, Black Superman's in this shit. I think the biggest issue I also have with it is just, it's not funny. It's like all the back and forth with Hobbs and Shaw is literally like the leftovers of jokes and one-liners that they had for Fate of the Furious that they were like, oh, no, that's not actually funny, or no, that actually isn't that good of a line. It's like they grabbed all of them and threw them into this movie.
Okay, well, that I actually agree. I feel like there was just way too much banter. Way too much. But here's the thing, okay? The reason why I do kind of enjoy it is from the fact that it's nice to have protagonists. And I'm sorry, this is like, I don't mean to offend Vin Diesel fans or whatever, but like it's nice to have protagonists with like some charisma. Because we've had like straight like 8 movies with like Vin Diesel like family and fun, especially coming off of Fate of the Furious, where it was just him carrying the role, and Paul Walker sadly wasn't there anymore to like bounce off his like cool guy cop charisma. So it was just like Vin Diesel was like family. It's like I got no choice from my family. Like, oh my god, like I swear, like at least in this one, at least The Rock and Statham had like charisma to carry the movie. And
they do, but it's annoying. It never stops.
It is annoying, but after like it's like okay, it's like starving for like 8 movies, and then you finally get like an unhealthy Big Mac. Like, yeah, it's unhealthy, but at least it's food.
I guess I don't know. I mean, at least Vanessa Kirby was hot.
Vanessa Kirby was amazing in this movie. I mean, like, okay.
I mean, she always is, though, isn't she?
Dude, Vanessa Kirby. So, I swear, Vanessa Kirby and Anya Taylor-Joy. These two, I swear, are the ones you have to look out for. Like, okay, let's throw
and Rebecca Ferguson.
Let's throw her in there also. Like, these 3 girls are like the next like great actresses of our time. And like, if they make good career choices with their movies, they're gonna be held as like the next like Julia Roberts or the next like Jodie Foster. Like, these are the girls to look out for, I swear.
Not when they're picking movies like this. But hey, at least Vanessa Kirby's got Mission Impossible to fall back on.
No, and she has some pieces of a woman.
No, I'm saying like franchise-wise.
Yeah, franchise-wise, like Mission Impossible.
For like a franchise, at least she's got a good one to fall back on.
I feel like honestly, like she just wanted to experiment with this one, because I don't think she's ever coming back.
She played the exact same thing as the White Widow, basically.
Yeah, just like
she literally played the same damn character.
Yeah, exactly. But like, okay, so like the plot of like Fast and Shaw is like.
Yeah, what's the plot, Santino? Tell me.
Basic plot, honestly. It's like it's like super virus, and the girl and Vanessa Kirby injected herself with the super virus, so like there's a ticking clock, and
also they ripped off Mission Impossible 2.
And Superman's coming together, and it's like, okay,
Oh my god.
okay. Here's what I like about it, honestly.
Oh, and Ryan Reynolds is in the movie.
Oh, I love Brian Reynolds' cameo.
Okay, that part was funny. I will give it. Ryan Reynolds was funny.
Dude, okay, I'll be real with you. I just watched Hobbs and Shaw yesterday for the first time.
Oh, wow.
So like when I saw Ryan, I was like, oh my god, it's Ryan Reynolds. He's here in this movie. Like, holy shit, like that was fun. That was like, dude, if Ryan Reynolds comes into the Fast and Furious franchise, I will immediately like buy tickets day one because I love that dude. Dude, Ryan Reynolds, dude, he basically played Deadpool.
I do not want to see. He plays Deadpool in everything he's in now, though. Yeah. I do not want to see Ryan Reynolds and Vin Diesel though, because it's like, dude, you will never be Paul Walker.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's not an insult to Ryan Reynolds. It's like Paul Walker had this like charisma.
Paul Walker had like the one-liners, and he had the charisma and a little bit of the cockiness, but it's like he was like a step above Ryan Reynolds. It's hard to describe because it's like,
like Ryan Reynolds was
two of them were semi-similar.
Like Ryan Reynolds, like Dylan and I talk about it, and then like we call him the white Samuel L. Jackson because he's basically Samuel L. Jackson with like yeah, with like all the curse words, and basically he's basically playing Deadpool, and like that's fine because like he found his niche. I mean, like it's great, but like he doesn't really work for like a Fast and Furious. Like he worked for Hobbs and Shaw because Hobbs and Shaw was like a separate, its own thing, but like I don't see him driving with like Letty and Dom. I really don't. And also, I'm not sure if this made you laugh, but I laughed also at that Kevin Hart cameo. I really did, honestly. Because Kevin Hart's fun. Like he's fun. He's a fun guy to watch. I mean, like yeah, okay, yeah. I know like he's not great in like big doses. Like I don't like.
My favorite movie that has Kevin Hart in it is when he's in Scary Movie 3.
Oh, he's in there. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, dude, Okay, just for anyone wondering, Scary Movie 3 is like one of my favorite comedies. The movie's funny as shit.
I'll pick it up. And yeah, Kevin Hart's like, you know, he has that niche of like, oh, I'm the short black guy now. I'll continue that.
Yeah, like him and The Rock. Yeah, that's from him and The Rock in Jumanji.
And him and The Rock in Central Intelligence.
Which Jumanji, I don't care what anyone says. Both Jumanji movies are funny as hell.
They're fun, dude. I love
I love both of them. They are both an absolute blast, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I love both of them. I think that I think the first one's better than the second one. It's like the first one.
Yeah.
Not the Robin Williams one, like the one with like the reboot with Karen Gillan and the Rock. The first one was better, but the second one wasn't that bad. I like the second one also. It was better than Rise of Skywalker, which came out that same week. Oh my god, we're getting off track. So back to Hobbs and Shaw.
It's because there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, there's nothing to really talk about. It's like,
aside from this movie is just generic, stupid bullshit. I literally want it. It's another movie. Like, I'm not kidding. Midway through, I had no investment. I didn't care, and I just wanted to leave.
Like, yeah, I mean, like,
I just wanted to go home. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't entertained. I wasn't impressed.
Me, I was entertained. Maybe it's because I watched for the first time, and usually it takes me like a couple of like bites to like actually like like process it. Because I'll be real, I never watched Hobbs and Shaw when it came out in the cinemas. I think I was just way too busy to like even go to the theater and watch Hobbs and Shaw. Like I remember watching it fine now when it comes out on Netflix. It's like I get it. I mean, I like what you guys are doing. It's the fact that
So what did you think of the giant Samoan war at the end of the movie?
That was actually okay. I actually enjoyed it. I actually did because like okay, at least this movie is with what the Fast and Furious franchise has always been, which is
stupid,
dumb shit. But dumb shit basically, dude. You have like fucking Hawaiian warriors going against like guns, like that. In a real life scenario, that will never work. But at least
they would get gunned the fuck down.
Oh yeah, they would. But at least it was like fun to watch. I mean, like yeah,
I don't know. It just
It's
just
just
felt like a dumber version of 8.
Not 8 was worse, dude. Like, there's no way that you can top like Dominic Toretto dodging a heat-seeking missile with his car. And
I don't know. 3 head-on collisions and getting out without a broken bone might top that.
like, and then swerving with his car so that the missile hits the submarine. And then once the fire comes out, the cars all band together to form a human shield.
Well, don't forget 2 men going into space with duct tape wrapped around their outfits.
We're gonna get to that later.
What? How did we go from a franchise that was about an undercover FBI agent finding people stealing CD players and VCRs to Samoan warriors?
Yeah, fighting against like high tech
Black Superman.
Oh my god! At least okay. Here's one thing I like. At least Idris Elba was fun to watch, in my opinion. Like he was fun. Like you could tell this guy was like, I know what this franchise is, so I'm gonna have fucking fun with it. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know. I guess.
I get what you mean. Like it feels like a generic story with like just.
I mean, yeah. It's just.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know,
I had to rewatch it because I forgot. This is one of those movies. Like I forget everything about it because I understand. This movie just annoys me, to be totally honest, and I think it's because it's really fresh. Maybe give it some time, and you'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you won't have it dead last like I do, but
maybe
I don't.
I prefer watching this over like 1 and 2.
Oh fuck! How dare you?
1 and 8, 1, 2, and 8. When we do our ranking later, I'll
I can't believe you just said this is better than 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'd rather this is enjoyable for me, way more enjoyable for me than 1 and 2. Because 1 and 2 are like
I thought you liked 2.
I like 2, but they're just like they're for gearheads. I'd rather watch Tokyo Drift though more than this because like Tokyo Drift is like Japan and I like Japan and all that. But like overall, it's like
I have something to say about that when we get to the next movie. By the way, don't let me forget.
All right, okay. So I mean, like, I guess that's it, right? I mean, like, what's there to talk about with that?
Yeah, I have like nothing. This movie, just I don't get it. I aside from like Rock and Jason Statham fans, I don't know who this was made for. I'm not kidding. I'd swear to God when I like say those exact words. I don't know who this movie was made for besides Rock and Jason Statham fans. Because what did it do? Okay, what did it do better than like a James Bond or a Mission Impossible?
Nothing, to be fair.
Yeah, so it's like what I don't know what crowd they were aiming at.
Yeah, it's like you know, in the Philippines you have this term called budget meal, where it's like you go to McDonald's and like there's like the big breakfast meal, then there's the budget meal where it's like half the egg is taken out and like half the sausage is taken out, and like that's what it feels like. It feels like that was a budget meal of Mission Impossible and James Bond. That's also what Black Widow feels like. It's just like a budget meal.
Man, I actually heard some people say they're like, dude, the TV shows looked better than Black Widow.
Oh yeah, they did. I watched all 3 of like the Marvel TV shows, and they look better than Black Widow. It has no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that because we had a year and a half to fix that. I'm still mad about that, honestly. All right, so let's move on.
The last one.
Let's move on to the most recent one, and this is again the last time I will say this. F9, the Fast Saga. I swear, these titles are like so like fluctuating.
Stupid. Well, it's funny because it's like I'll still say this one is better than what they've come up with for part 10 so far. Part 10, part 1, and part 2. How the fuck are you gonna have part 10, part 2? It's like they're ashamed to end on part 11 or something.
You know some guy like I can't remember, like, okay, this is gonna be, I hope this is not offensive to anyone, but some guy like it might be offensive, but some guy like created a fan made poster of Fast and Furious 10. The Return of Paul Walker, and like the title was like, "You can't outrun a ghost," and I was like, at this point, they might actually do that.
I swear to God, if they do anything like that, I'll riot. If they
Yeah,
do anything with Paul Walker in the next one,
I
because
swear they like
this movie, you saw it. This movie alluded to it, and I was not happy with that.
I was not
shot.
happy with it either. I was like, okay, I don't like what you guys are gonna do.
I was like, if you do anything with that, we're gonna have problems because don't you dare Tarkin or Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I
fucking Paul Walker into this movie.
Not.
Don't you dare.
I hope not. I swear.
Or into part 10, not part 9, but so
F9. What did you think of F9, Chan?
F9. What an amazing title.
Yeah.
I'd heard mixed things about it before seeing it, and it's still decently low on my ranking, but I still kind of liked this movie.
I did too.
It wasn't the greatest. I will easily say the plot of the film is really generic as fuck.
Oh yeah.
But it's like what saved this movie for me was the flashbacks.
Yes, I agree. Those were the most interesting part. Like, it was nice to see Dom's past before the whole like franchise started. And it's like the actors who played young Dominic and young Jacob were actually nice.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of on Dom's side. That guy deserved to have the fucking shit beaten out of him for what he said.
Oh yeah, I agree.
For looking at a kid whose father just got killed on the racetrack and to say at least like my dad isn't dead or something, fuck you.
Yeah,
you deserve to get the everlasting shit beaten out of you with a wrench.
That was such a dick move.
Who would say that to a kid like that?
Yeah, I am.
Like you can sit and justify it all you want. It's not my fault. Your car crashed, but to flip it around and say at least like I'm alive and haha your dad's dead, like you're like that's just messed up.
That's just wrong, dude. Like in my opinion, you can't just do that.
No. And I did like the relationship, even though yeah, Jacob's retconned into things.
Yeah,
fine. I still liked it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of generic and cliche the way his team just kind of turned on him, and Cypher randomly just took over his entire like military, basically.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was done way too easily.
I really want them to see. I really want them to do something more with Cypher. Like she can't just be this I was behind it all, Dom. Like no, like you gotta like you have Charlize Theron. You know how good Charlize Theron is.
Do something with her,
dude. Have you seen Mad Max? I want to tell like the directors. Have you seen Mad Max Fury Road? That was like Charlize Theron at like her best, and like you gotta do something more.
You know what? I know another movie I actually thought she was pretty good in.
What?
Hancock.
Yeah, I agree. She was good in that one. I like her in that one. Hancock's underrated. Like we should review that at some point because I like Hancock.
We should do the Mad Max movies at some point too.
Oh, we should. I want to do the Mad Max movies.
We'll do Mad Max and Rambo in the same month. Yeah, Cypher didn't do shit in this movie. I mean, she sat in a box. We listened to some really lame dialogue about Star Wars, and then she was out and she was in charge.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm like Luke Skywalker. No, you're more like Yoda. You have a hand up your ass. I was like, they did not just say that. I was like, they did not just write that into this movie. So that now I just remembered when I said I was going to say something about Tokyo in this movie. All right. So the first one Justin Lin did was Tokyo Drift, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then he did this one also. Sorry. He made Tokyo look dark and dreary as hell in this movie compared to as bright and vibrant as it looked.
Yeah.
Drift.
I don't know what. Okay, I'll be real with you. I don't know what the hell the choice was. I really don't.
And the stuff with Han.
That,
You know
that's,
what?
I
Go
don't,
ahead. Go ahead with the Han stuff.
I don't like what they did. Bringing Han back to life was
Pointless.
pointless, and it
Like,
didn't make
I
any sense.
guess I'm glad he's here because I like the character, but it's like, I'm sorry. Anyone watching the film, you know as well as I do, Santino, that explanation, they didn't explain anything. They showed him in the car. Deckard walked past, and then he wasn't. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And then he was standing with Mr. Nobody, and he watched the car blow up. It's like, no. How did that happen?
Yeah.
Did you read anything about an explanation? Or, I mean, maybe we're both just idiots, but I don't understand it.
I don't understand either. It's pointless. It was pointless bringing him back in the first place. Like I'd rather they bring Giselle back because at least she survived. She had
Maybe
a
they'll
chance to
bring her
survive.
back in. Maybe they'll bring her back in part 10, part 1.
Oh my god. And I don't like
It would make more sense because all she did was fall off a car.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't like the ending either. I don't like the ending of them alluding to Paul Walker in some form will come back, like when his car drives in. I was like, no. If you bring him back somehow in Fast and Furious 10 in like CGI or something, then we're gonna have problems.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it then because that's not him.
Yeah.
Sorry, well, Paul Walker passed away. He's gone. I'm sorry. I do not want to see his head CGI'd on somebody else.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I don't, because that's not the same thing. And I don't want I'm not holding the Fast and Furious franchise up to like this high standard, like The Godfather or something. But it's like, I do not want the Fast and Furious franchise to be like the one that tests the waters of, if an actor dies, we can like superimpose their head on somebody else and say it's still that actor. No,
I don't agree with it. Fear 7.
Don't start that. Just leave it out of it. The explanation for where he was in this movie made sense, because if these people were all targets, Mia made a good point when she walked in. She's like, all the kids are safe. They're with Brian. It's like, you know what? There you go. If you were going to leave the kids with somebody, I'd rather leave them with Brian than Mia, to be totally honest.
The cop, yeah. I'd rather leave them with the cop with training and special forces training than
when the people out there is like Cypher and Jacob. Yes, I would rather have the ex-FBI agent watching my kids than their mom.
Yeah, you can still respect the character of Brian, even though Paul Walker passed away. Like every time there's a mention, like, oh yeah, Brian's watching the kids.
Like, it's kind of a kick in the balls, but you know what? It's the best explanation instead of he's just not here.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and the thing is, it worked for Fast and Furious 7. Like the last scene was already CGI Paul Walker when they're driving, but you know what? 90% of the movie was him, so that's fine. But like, if you're gonna make a movie with 100% Paul Walker CGI, then we're gonna have problems, dude. I'm sorry. And okay, yeah. So then going back to like the antagonist, John Cena's Jacob was fun, but I just wish there was more of him in it. I felt like we're trying to do something, but like it's obviously not working. I mean, like John Cena.
Yes, something felt just off. Like it wasn't. Like, I don't know. It felt like this franchise just got really big, and this movie felt like a step. Like 8 was over the top, way too over the top.
Yeah, this one was.
But it's like this one felt like it really pulled back, but it didn't do anything to compensate for what was needed to like fill the void. I mean, unless you count scenes of like Dom taking on 100 men and then like ripping down a ceiling on top of himself.
That was dumb.
I could not. I'm sorry.
Not Captain America, guys.
I laughed my ass off in the theater when he did that. When he just was like, and he just like pulled the ceiling down. I'm like, dead. Yeah. Dead again. Dead.
And
then those, and you know what? I'm actually shocked. For the movie that brought these characters to space, I'm stunned. It was
Tyrese Gibson and Ludacris.
right. It wasn't Dom of all people. And it's like they're sitting in candy wrappers or floating around. I'm like, you know, these guys would be dead, right? Because those windows are not like airproof.
Yeah, like the space shuttle makes like
And
specialized
as soon
windows.
as they opened those doors, they'd get like ripped right out. And they stay, and like at the very end, they're like, "Oh man, that food at the International Space Station." I'm like, wouldn't they be like in a holding bay somewhere?
Yeah, to like quarantine themselves for like a couple of weeks.
Or no, I mean, like in a holding bay in like prison or something for like, because that just seems like something the governments of the world would do. Oh, you went into space and you went to the International Space Station, you're going to prison or something.
Yeah.
That was really, and the way I'm sorry, like we knew when this film would go, when this series would go to space one day, we knew it would be like over the top, but it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was underwhelming as hell how they went to space.
Yeah, I felt it too. It was like, okay, well, like it's a car with like
Like I wasn't expecting like, I was expecting a space shuttle and like everyone or something. I mean, it's fine what they did. It was just kind of like, oh,
No, well, they're
that's
gonna
how they
probably go
did it.
back to
Okay.
space in Fast and Furious 10. That's the only way they're gonna talk.
Or go into a volcano and live or something.
Ah,
Or something, because I mean, I did kind of like the end with the, you know, take the keys, you know, somebody gave me a second chance once. Okay.
yeah,
I did like the chase with the trucks better than the submarine, at least.
yeah, that was cooler.
Um,
Yeah, but I have nothing to talk about. Also, it's like, yeah, it's just pretty much.
the flashbacks were cool, and
Yeah,
that's kind of it. I mean, Ramses was gorgeous.
yeah, I guess so. But like,
Um,
it just felt like very mid tier to me.
something just felt off and wrong in this movie. Like something felt like it just
Yeah,
didn't make sense. I don't know what it was. Like something just felt off about this entire film. It's like it didn't feel like a setup like Rogue Nation was to Fallout.
Yeah, it just felt like.
Because aside from Cypher being alive, there's no real setup for part
Yeah,
10,
there's
part 1
nothing,
and
which
2.
means like, which just tells me that they're making this up as they go along.
Yeah, and it's like I also heard like The Rock said he's absolutely done. So it's like, all right, well, no offense, but it's like you're not helping your case for part 10 anymore now because your crew isn't that large anymore and it's not as fun as it was back with like 5 and 6. Like 5 and 6 to me was like the near peak of
Yeah,
this. Like that's when their crew was its largest. That's when everything felt like the most fun. Now it's just like serious and bullshit. Like
yeah,
like we said I think last week, it's like look at 5 and look at 8. Yeah, it's fun watching, you know, these characters like shoot guns and be in action scenes. But when I get a scene of Elena just being full on executed, it's like this isn't fun anymore.
yeah. The tone is all over the place. That's the problem with these movies. Like you have like, especially with the franchise, like okay, like the MCU, at least it's consistent with like the different tones it has. But like when you have like Elena being shot in the head in the one movie, and Hobbs and Shaw joking with Kevin Hart in the plane in the next, it's like, what am I supposed to be like feeling right now? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Overall, I have nothing much to say about F9. I mean, like, yeah, it was cool, but it's just very.
Oh, and it was something they didn't even explain. Where the hell was Mr. Nobody?
Yeah, yeah.
His plane crashed and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay, what? Kurt Russell was too busy to, I mean, he clearly filmed new scenes with Han's resurrection,
I
but
have no idea.
he filmed
I
nothing else.
think
Like,
if you're
come on.
Mr. Nobody, it'll be like just a detriment to the franchise because I like Kurt Russell in that movie, in those movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
yeah.
So rank them. How would you rank them?
All right. Let's see. How would I rank these? All right. Hobbs and Shaw is the worst,
Yeah.
without doubt. Next, step up is Fate of the Furious. Next is Tokyo Drift. F9, The Fast and the Furious. Too Fast, Too Furious. Fast and Furious 6. Furious 7. Fast and Furious. And number 1 is Fast 5.
Mine.
I mean, usually, you know how sometimes we usually will like say why we ranked them where we did. I mean, I just don't.
Yeah,
there's nothing to say. I mean, there's nothing like nothing like massively like defining about these films where I can like be like, this movie barely inches this one out because of this like amazing, incredible bit of dialogue, and it's just like, no, not this time. Sorry.
All right. For me,
what have you got for us?
At the bottom, The Fast and the Furious.
The first one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I told you. Too Fast and Too Furious just right after that because I don't like.
Oh.
I don't like those two movies because I'm not a fan. I'm not a gearhead.
So you're not. So you don't like seeing Suki driving a badass car.
That was awesome, but like the rest wasn't like that much. One after that, The Fate of the Furious. Very hollow and Brian's outfit. I don't like it. I really don't. One after that, F9. Again, very hollow, and I just felt like, well, the backstory of Dom was cool. It was very lacking. The one above that, Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, it's dumb as fuck, but I still have a fun time with it. The one after that, Tokyo Drift. I love the culture of Japan. I like Sean. I like the chick was like the Japanese chick that was like one of the hottest ever.
Was she Japanese?
I think so. She's Asian for sure or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she looked
yeah, she's Japanese, dude.
She looked like she was like mixed ethnicity.
Yeah. Going on the top of that, Fast and Furious 4.
Oh wait, hold up. The girl, real quick, the girlfriend from Tokyo Drift, she's Peruvian.
Oh, nice. Third place, Fast and Furious 6. Second place.
Wait, hold up. What was before 6?
Fast and Furious 4.
Okay, so part 4 is in 4th place.
Yeah.
Nice.
Third, Fast 6. Second, Furious 7. And number 1, Fast 5.
Nice.
All right, Chad. So now that Fast and Furious 7 is now that the Fast and Furious franchise is done, what are we swinging into next month?
Well, good sir, we are headed to the city of New York City, where we're gonna meet your friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man, where we will be going over
all Spider-Man movies.
All Spider-Man movies. We'll be talking the Raimi movies, the Amazing movies. We'll be going back over the MCU films, which I think they deserve a little more in depth because we didn't say that much, a year and a half ago when we started.
And Spider-Verse. We're gonna be going back to Spider-Verse.
We'll talk Spider-Verse, and we're also gonna talk Venom and Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
All right. I'm excited.
So it'll be fun. Back to because we haven't talked superheroes since January, have we?
Yeah, we haven't. So yeah, the last time we talked about superheroes was technically last time we talked about superheroes was Justice League.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
but
I think it's back. Yeah. It's good to go back to the superhero genre.
Yeah, we'll go back some and go over some of the highs and the lows, and I have a feeling some of our new listeners are probably going to stop listening when they hear my opinion on a certain film, which I'm sorry, you know which one I'm talking about, Santino.
Yeah,
will save it.
But we'll get to that. But for right now, this is Santino signing off.
I'm Chad. See you soon.